Hey guys, Monthly Reload Podcast uses a podcast platform called Anchor. The announcers and I use this platform and would like to introduce you to the benefits and all. Anchor is totally free to use. I repeat, free. You can start anytime and even make money from your episodes. Whether you want to start a podcast for esports, sports in general, gaming, news, or other categories, Anchor will help you distribute your podcast to other sites such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Even more, it's all for free. Check out Anchor.fm right now to learn more. I have used Anchor even for my previous podcast for several months, and they never let me down. Always easy to set up and ready to go. There's even creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor.fm to get started immediately.
Yo, welcome to the final, but probably the best episode of Season 1. We got of course you know me, old Trey, and you got old Braulio, old monkey sus over there. And then we got old Ducc, Amogus, and CapnBeenieWeenie over here with us. Iron Daddy, CapnBeenieWeenie, and just Ducc himself. So we had a little fun last episode and everything. We're trying to have some fun again and everything. Trying to have a little live stream, as always. But you had some news recently come up today as it's August 20th about Halo. Some disappointing news, and we got a lot of news about New World, Battlefield, Vanguard, and a lot of other games. To be fair, so we're gonna be talking about a good bit this episode. Alright, does everybody want to introduce yourselves real quick? I know most people already know who Ray Blast and old Iron Daddy is.
Yeah.
I'm Ducc.
He's Ducc.
It's him.
That's the Ducc.
I'm just here.
He's
just here.
What about you, old CapnBeenieWeenie? What's that?
I like penguins.
You like penguins?
Yeah.
We have such a lively cast on today's final episode, don't we?
Yeah, I know.
I feel uncomfortable.
You feel uncomfortable? What's wrong?
We gotta drag him out from the ditch. We saw him when we were coming back.
He is actively being held hostage for this.
Yeah, he's a hostage, but we don't say that.
We don't say that. We're live right now, guys.
Oh, forcibly volunteered.
There we go. I like that.
Some Discord listening.
Maybe I think voluntold is the proper term for that. That's why we say it in the military. We got voluntold.
You don't have any problems, right?
He has no problems. You chose of your own accord, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
You signed up.
Yeah.
You signed up. You signed up for this. You signed for.
Yeah.
You signed
Yeah,
up.
kind of like when you ask the little kid, if they want to, like go in the coal mine, like that, yeah.
Yeah. Child labor is not a bad thing, guys.
No,
What the
As
hell?
long as the child agrees.
What the hell?
Legal reasons. The legal reasons you cannot say that.
Legal reasons.
For
I
legal
cannot say
reasons, these
that,
are jokes.
But under the belt.
Okay.
Again.
Hey,
for legal
hey,
reasons,
there's
that
an
was
announcement.
also not said.
There's an announcement. Vero has been hacked by Toasty, so just a heads up.
Wait, what?
Vero has been
no.
hacked by Toasty.
That
Oh.
happens.
Sucks to be him, I guess.
It does. Imagine getting hacked by
get
Toasty. But yeah, so today's episode we're just gonna be going over some news, some random stuff that we want to bring up and stuff. Specifically, we're just trying to end this season on a good note. We've been doing this podcast since basically last year, which is kind of crazy.
We started
actually.
around New Year's. A
Yeah.
little bit too, yeah. I think that's when it was. But yeah, I mean, yeah, we're trying to cover a lot this episode, and reason being that we're waiting till this New Year's of 2021 to 2022 is because I want to try to give everybody a break. And there's a lot of good games. We've been covering them all year and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm gonna be hyped up on Destiny 2's new upcoming season on Tuesday. Witch Queen reveal and everything. You already know my life's gonna be busy for at least a month or so. So
Man.
I'll go over that a little bit for those listeners and everything. So basically, Destiny's starting to have its basically big new turning point against one of the other sisters of the Hive gods, Savathun and Exuvu Wrath here soon. So there's also that. And as of currently, the last city and the Vanguard have friended or came allied with Elixni, as what y'all know as the Fallen.
Let's go, gamers.
So basically, you'll may have more Fallen helping out and everything. Who knows what happened with Cabal? But basically, there's a lot of older weapons from D1 coming back. There's a lot of leaks that have been confirmed too. I'm not gonna really spoil any of that on here. But
I didn't know they were bringing at least the D1 one. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they brought guns like Palindrome and like stuff like that back, and Shadow Price too, and they're bringing back some more
Nice.
like Zalo Supercell and everything.
Dude,
But
honestly, I kind of miss it.
Nice.
so I'll
Yeah, but isn't that the same as like Risk Runner though?
Pretty much, but
Pretty
like I think the design makes it like the most unique gun, or one of the more unique guns, right?
So basically, last season, this season has been like very good story wise and everything. Besides the fact that its event, its activities kind of got tedious after a while. Damn Override and
Now that is
Battlegrounds.
Destiny, though. Let's be honest.
So hopefully this next season, it's supposed to be adding a new dungeon, a lot of activity too. So they're also bringing crossplay and everything to Destiny. So
Hey,
and also note for those, if you have like the emblems and everything like in your name, they're not going to appear no more inside the game. Yep. So that's also another fact about Destiny that's coming up. But no one knows what the new dungeon's supposed to be or anything. But the season this current season's epilogue ended on a really big note, so there's about to be a lot of key points of story and everything about to be happening soon. So there's going to be more to it. I know pretty much. I think only me and CapnBeenieWeenie here is the only one that really plays it. I finally got Conqueror Seal, by the way, so I've got 6 to 10. I got 6 separate strikes done, but I got like 10 plus Grandmasters done finally. Never thought I'd get to that level. But let's move on to a little bit to where we're all familiar with Halo. Who's here's been hyped for Halo Infinite?
honestly, after hearing like all the news,
Well, we'll get to the news in a minute. Before you heard the news, were you hyped and everything?
So, like, I never grew up actually playing Halo, so I can't say I'm as hyped as probably others, but I did like what they like how they're like changing it up and stuff. So I'm definitely like how would you say, like, passionately not passionately, but like optimistically looking forward to it,
I gotcha.
I said last time I'm cautiously optimistic because 343 has been a very big miss for me since they took over.
Yeah, that's true.
The only one that I heard good things about was Halo Wars 2.
Halo Wars 2 was like really good with story and everything. It was very unrated. It just had a Modell's pay to win. I think that's what pushed a lot of people off from it.
Yeah.
Forge.
But Halo 5 has been taking hate and everything since it came out, and basically Infinite's about to make the mistakes as 5 did. 5 didn't have Forge when it came out and everything either. So that's going to be a big thing to talk about when it comes from Infinite. Because today, it has officially came out that co-op campaign and Forge will not be on release for Halo Infinite.
It's like they don't listen.
It's
so
like,
you're looking
basically the whole game.
From the last game.
and the thing is, a lot of people underestimate Forge. Forge is like a biggest activity holder. Because not many people play Halo multiplayer. It's not like anybody's consistently play it. Like, I was playing consistently for a while, but it's like it just kind of like, kind of gets dull and everything a little bit. So it's like you gotta try something new with the game. Forged, you could do whatever, like creating everything. And the thing is, Halo Infinite was supposed to come to Steam, right? And it's supposed to be free to play on there as well. And they're supposed to be adding Game Pass connection, so that may also be a thing too. But the biggest thing,
Game Pass on Steam?
yeah. So basically, with Forge not being included in the release, it may affect its market on Steam, because we all know how Steam is. You got mods and everything, like all people with all these type of creations, And if they came with like a mod kit too, if they came with like a mod kit and everything with Forge, there's no telling what people could do with that game. Because I know from when I played in the technical preview, it seemed like they're trying to be more focused up with CS:GO and every games like that for sure.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it may get delayed again, so that's maybe possible news because a lot of people are not happy with co-op campaign and Forge not being included.
Yeah.
And co-op campaign was also another big part of Halo 2. But what was one of y'all going to say something?
Not surprised.
I'm kind of not surprised either. I'm gonna be honest.
Not surprised.
2021 has kind of been
it
like
was looking too good, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of have to look at it. It had not too lot of news or anything coming up. But the thing is, and it may not be too bad with Forge Co-op, they're supposed to be coming in within 6 months after release, and they're doing it season by season. But you don't really know, so.
Yeah, they could always like change it or something.
I've push it back, all that. Yeah.
Now it just really all depends on what they include in the game for its final product before, like for the first season and everything. So it just depends.
Yeah.
So, quick question, right? So you know how like one of the biggest changes from like this Halo compared to like others is the fact that multiplayer itself is free to play, whereas like the story and all the other things is paid. In your opinions, would you rather pay for that, or are you just gonna stick with the free multiplayer?
I'm fine with free multiplayer.
So that was actually another interesting thing. I remember the story was supposed to be quote unquote open world for Halo campaign. It's in a way. So I'm thinking they're going to change things up with the campaign. That may be why it's taking them so long. So, but you never really know what they may include in the game.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Because y'all saw the multiplayer, and like a lot of people loved it and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's for Halo, so I mean, it's for the fans. I mean, I can't. It looks good.
Yeah.
It is coming from the guy who plays a lot of Destiny too. Well,
Destiny that's what I grew up on. So I mean, I can't.
Yeah, I'm not
for it, but
yeah.
I played it on. I remember I played Halo for the first time in like one of these crappy desktop Dells in like an engineering class in school. So that's what I got. Yeah.
Halo Combat Evolved was the first game I ever remember seeing be played.
I think the first game I remember seeing playing was
on the original Xbox. So, yeah.
Oh, OG Xbox. Okay.
OG Xbox.
You have a gamer here.
Twice in life.
Gamer. I see.
I have never officially played any of the Halo games.
Officially?
Well, I say officially because, like, as a kid, like when I was a kid, I used to, like, in elementary school, I used to go over to my friend's house and play like a whole bunch of games. But I remember Halo Reach. I remember playing Halo Reach. I didn't play it a lot, but I remember really loving that. But I didn't have an Xbox, so.
No, I feel you. Yeah.
This is like the first Halo game that I'm like actually like, yeah, this would be my first game going into it. My first time, playing any of the Halo games. And like I'm actually like debating on getting an Xbox just so I can play Halo Infinite. But I'm gonna wait and see how it does.
Yeah.
Because
this could be a
open world. The open world part kind of turns me off. Not gonna lie, like I really want to see
that I feel like.
I mean, it was always like kind of open world.
No, you're good.
I mean, the only thing that I consider open world about Halo was maybe when you first get to the ring in Combat Evolved. But even then, it's like it's still very linear.
Yeah.
I don't like Halo. Doesn't feel like an open world game. I feel.
I mean, there's definitely going to be some changes added, right? Because like
there's supposed to be lots and lots of changes.
I mean, the grappling hook was like a big one for me.
So basically, there's no more quote unquote loadouts or anything like that currently. So
Oh, actually, that's like
Ooh.
I kind of like that.
Maybe they'll have some good fun modes and everything, so that like kind of like CS:GO has. So maybe like the gun arms race and stuff like that type vibes, like gun game basically in one in the
What
chamber.
if they add like an arenas like Apex has?
I mean, you never. I mean, that's another thing. I've noticed there's supposed to be like a lot of fan favorite stuff coming to it, so we never really know what may be coming to Halo.
Infection.
But but I just know like with Forge being delayed and everything, it's definitely gonna take a hit for like the custom game side of it and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's like a lot of people's like, well,
Yeah.
because I was on Twitter today and actually it was like, well, no one really cares about the campaign or Forge. Forge is like
fuck those people.
Forge is like literally 50 to 75% of every single one of their games.
Yeah. And Halo's campaigns are talked about a lot.
Well, yeah, like there's a reason.
People actively quote Halo 2 to this day.
Yep. There's still memes and everything made with it.
Yeah. I don't get people. I think sometimes I feel like the only people that you ever hear are the people that are pro multiplayer only, which really sucks because they really dampens the single player aspects, just the fun.
I just hope that Halo Infinite doesn't fall into the same trend as like other good games. Like as much as people are gonna, as much as people are gonna disagree, games like Apex, Destiny, those games get shit talked all the time.
That's true.
Amongst every popular game. So basically, it's like a trend where annoying fans come in, they say they hate the game, years go by, and then people look back at it and relish and go, "Oh man, this game was so good." I hope that doesn't happen with this game, because it's really starting to get annoying now.
Yeah,
for sure.
I agree.
It's kind of like COD. Every year we get a new COD game, and every year people talk shit about it. But for some reason, everyone buys the game, and then 2 years later they're talking about how good the game is.
Honestly, I was kind of surprised about like how COD was received this year. I'm not gonna lie. Like the biggest like what do you call it? Like, takeaway that I saw was the anti-cheat that they're finally adding.
I'm just going to go off topic a little bit. If anybody says that about Cold War, like in a few years, they're like, man, that game was so good, and they're talking about the multiplayer, I'm going to slap them. I'm going to straight slap them. Like, because that.
Like,
Go ahead.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
All right. So basically, Cold War is one of the worst COD releases in a while. I mean, that's excluding sales and everything. It was buggy all the way until January. It released in November, and like it was consoles and everything still getting bricked. There were still party issues and everything from like January until like February and stuff. But
yeah.
But the campaign and the zombies are phenomenal.
That's
and everything, 100%. Like, I'm not saying the game in general is bad, but if they're talking about the multiplayer in any way, they're gonna get slapped because a lot of people did not like this multiplayer. And it was all. Go ahead.
You know, the weird thing is, in this Call of Duty, I gotta say, while Activision has always gone into this trend where they release a gun, it's buggy as hell. It either doesn't do good or doesn't work at all. Kind of like with the fire shotgun that they released this season. If you click Kimbo with the Dragon's Breath, doesn't work. So like buggy weapons, and then like a week later they patch it and then it's balanced. Like as much as I hate to say it, they have been really good at balancing weapons. Every gun is viable in older Call of Duty games. It wasn't like that. So
no, it definitely wasn't
being able to balance it.
But the issue with Cold War nowadays is so many people hop on that trend too, because especially for Warzone, because of Cold War, Warzone was also at its like worst peak and everything too,
for sure,
at its worst point.
I have so many problems with Warzone.
But
I think Warzone has problems with itself,
and not even gameplay. I have problems with that they tell like these stories that would be perfectly fine for like a sequel to Modern Warfare, like the remake, and they don't do them because they decide they need to be a season in Warzone.
Like easy.
There's a lot to that. I've kind of I'm like losing focus already. There's a lot to it. Dude, oh man. Forget I said anything. I forgot what I was gonna say. I don't remember what we're talking about.
He's going down from here.
No, go down from here.
Oh no, Sean's going down. It's relapse.
It's relapse. But
From
yeah.
his legally gained drugs.
Oh.
Legally.
Wait, no, seriously. What were we talking about? Because I'm gonna be my hat.
So, apparently Call of Duty is finally getting their anti-cheat shit, like anti-cheat
Yes.
thing.
Yeah, Vanguard's finally getting anti-cheat. Destiny's
Yes.
getting anti-cheat and everything.
Yep.
Apex and Split, both Apex and Splitgate has been knocking down on their cheaters as well that are moving on to those games from Warzone.
All fucking time.
Yeah, I saw something about the black market of like cheaters having issues trying to get accounts. They're running out.
Yeah, they're running out of options. I mean, they should have considered that like literally like years ago at this point when Warzone and everything was released.
I still can't believe it released without an anti-cheat. You see like two like ends of the spectrum. On one side, you have like an anti-cheat like Vanguard on Valorant. You know what some people like say, oh, it's intrusive and whatnot. And then you have something like Warzone where it's like literally no anti-cheat.
So a thing came into my head. I think I know why they have anti-cheat. It was because of that thing they had with Blizzard. They thought because of that Blizzard launcher that the anti-cheat and everything wasn't viable. But a lot of people don't know about Overwatch and like a lot of those other games were infested with cheats as well. So
Yeah,
I
for
think that's the
sure.
default on Activision actually looking at that because that just kind of popped in my head and like light bulb everything. That makes a lot of sense because Destiny used to do that too, and they were still infested with cheaters and everything back then as well because they used to be solely on the Blizzard launcher and everything. So that may be why they didn't really focus on it until it came so much of a problem that and though we already know with current events and everything, it may still the launcher and everything may still be affected, but Activision like every one of them is already in a rough spot, so they have to really rely on Vanguard to really perform well. And from what I've seen clips and everything, it seems nice. Y'all know what the story is supposed to be about too, by the way.
I haven't heard anything about it. No.
Yeah,
No.
I did a little bit of like research, if you want to call it. It's supposed to be about four. It revolves around four characters, and it's supposed to be told on all fronts. So the Eastern Front, North Africa.
So
I forget the last two.
Is
So,
it like
but it's
World War
supposed
II or?
yeah, it's World War II.
It
for
is
sure.
World War II.
Oh, okay. Nice.
It's supposed to show the story with because they all come together in the end, but it's telling the birth story of these four characters and how they came together towards the end of the war. So it seems like they're going to be telling the story of World War II towards the end of it. I saw they are going to be focusing on a lot of Japan. That's a big focus for them. I don't think they're doing D-Day again.
I've seen some.
There's a lot.
I've seen some clips and mentions that D-Day was in it. So basically,
because we're super lacking at a D-Day scene in a game.
So basically,
no, it was the night before. That's what they're doing. The very first mission of the game.
Yeah, that
is the night before D-Day.
So they're based. So they're one of First Airborne or whatever. They're going to be. So one of the stories is going to be paratroopers. I know that because that's started World War II. There's only been one game, and there is a movie that's recently that does cover that. If y'all seen Overlord, that's what they're doing. They're airborne. That's the night before D-Day, during the intro and everything. But the only other game, I can't remember which one exactly it was. No, I know which one. Brothers in Arms. It was like Hell on Heel or something. It's like something about one of the heel.
Yeah, that game.
Yeah, that one was the very first mission was basically you were on the Normandy landing of like the paratroopers and everything the night before D-Day as well, and you actually contributed to D-Day behind enemy lines.
I think that game was about Operation Water Garden or something like that.
AO?
Something. It's
You mean Market Garden?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about a different Brother in Arms.
there's that one. Medal of Honor Frontline's about Market Garden too, because there's one of the missions. I remember actually one of the missions from Medal of Honor Frontline, and a lot of people don't really know, but it's called Arnhem or Arnheim or whatever, and there was paratroopers. The British paratroopers, they basically got like surrounding that whole town, and basically like they went to the end fighting basically like a whole entire German army basically. And that was part of one of the things about Market Garden as well. So basically, Market Garden was supposed to be like all taking over bridges and stuff, basically. So the Germans in there sitting there impede their advances and stuff, and stuff like that, because Germans were basically like stingy little hacks, you could say. They were blowing up everything in their retreat and everything, so they could save themselves some time and everything like that. But going back to Vanguard, I mean, we may see more of that too. It's very interesting stories. Like, there's a lot of stories in the Western Front that don't really get covered in games either. Especially, I think the last game I ever played ever in my life that like went over the whole entire like Western Front and Southern Front and Africa and everything was Call of Duty 2, the Big Red one, because you fought in Africa, you fought in Sicily, Italy, and like France to Germany and everything.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm concerned about with the campaign is they're telling the stories of different people. It's 4 different stories coming together. The problem I have is Battlefield 1 did that. Battlefield 1 and 5 did that. Like, and they're the storytelling are in similar locations, like in Battlefield 1 and 5.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like this is kind of like another Battlefield 5 campaign or Battlefield 1 campaign. That's my only like fear. Like, I hope they're actually doing something different than what Battlefield 1 and 5 did.
So
if they're going to be doing that for
So I totally left it out, but supposedly Vanguard is supposed to be about post World War II, like you said, they all come together, and apparently they're going against a post-war Hitler successor.
Hitler 2.
Post World War II, yeah.
Hitler 2.
Hitler 2.
Yeah. I mean, that's actually. I mean, that's technically
Zombie Army 4.
I mean, that's.
Wait, is that an actual thing? Just Hitler 2?
Yeah, Hitler 2.
There was an article that said that's what the story's supposed to be about by leaks and data mining and stuff. That it's supposed to be about basically Hitler 2.0 immediately after World War II and everything.
Man,
imagine.
I hope it's literally just Hitler but cloned.
Like Hitler, but like a weird stash.
Or Hitler wearing sunglasses.
I think someone said it may have been Goring. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but y'all may remember who I'm talking. Yeah, Goring. Yeah, someone said something, maybe him. But I mean, there's definitely like especially on the German side, there's definitely a lot of interesting stories. Like if you go dig deep into like World War II and everything.
Yeah.
So a little history fact, real quick. Did y'all know that Germany almost beat the UK?
Well, that's right, because of like their bombing and stuff, right?
Yeah, it was during bombing runs and stuff. They don't they got to a point where they almost beat the UK, but because they stopped and focused on London and everything, that caused them to lose.
Yeah, because it also didn't help that Winston Churchill was super inspiring. There's actually a game based on if Churchill died before that happened.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. It was an old like PS3, Xbox 360 World War II game, and literally the first mission is the Germans invading New York City.
Oh yeah, you're playing a construction worker, and the first thing is the Statue of Liberty getting literally bombed by Nazi jet fighters.
What jet fighters?
You know, there's a game for if Hitler was still alive. Right?
There's a game for every World War II scenario you can imagine. Honestly.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Oh, I want to replay Wolfenstein now. Oh my
Well,
God.
Wolfenstein had a lot that was quote
Bad?
well,
Good.
no, well, basically,
Weird.
like, it wasn't just because Hitler was still alive. It was because of, like, the technology and everything. Wolfenstein basically kind of shines on the light if scientists that were being hunted down, like, those are actual true stories. If they weren't being hunted down and stuff and everything, like in the game, and not killed or captured, then the scientists basically that actually helped us develop the nuclear bomb that was actually developed by Nazi scientists, by the way. And a lot of that's actually another fact. A lot of the stuff y'all see in the Cold War, like development, space, and everything,
Nazis.
especially
Nazis.
especially computers and everything, and your phone, you can thank the Nazis.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the right
The
phrase.
thing I like. Thank you. Hey, thanks, Hitler.
Well, Hitler wasn't the one doing it, so I mean.
Yeah, Hitler didn't do jack. He just sat there.
No, yeah.
No,
Let's
Just
be
sat
honest.
there pissing in a bucket, you know.
Yeah,
there's
that's like
I dig into, like, you know, World War II history and everything. I could go on and literally the biggest things that you could hear me say is like how Hitler fucked up Germany during World War II. Because if you read
hours about how much he fucked up that war for them.
yeah,
I guess
let me just put let me put another story, but put in one word: Stalingrad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hey, let's not learn from what Napoleon did, and let's invade Russia in the winter.
that's never been like done.
That's
like,
never been a bad idea.
That wasn't necessarily because of the winter. It was because like the Germans were well equipped and everything when they went to Stalingrad. That was the issue. Like they could have hold out.
They were
It's-
cocky.
They got they got too cocky, let up, and then they started running out of fuel and everything. But you know what the original plan was?
Just get the Caucasus.
No, they were supposed to go to take the oil fields and take Moscow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of sucked at that.
Mm-hmm.
The Russian winter got them.
Yeah.
We're just
But the thing I like
might
about
as well just call this a
Wolfenstein-
History Channel at this point, guys.
Yeah.
This is turning into History Channel.
Yeah. But the thing I like about Wolfenstein is that the old games focused more on the mysticism, and the new games focus more on the alt history of it.
The alt
Yeah,
history.
the alt history. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. Looks like then you go into like some deep dive on the Wolfenstein.
I mean, Return to Castle Wolfenstein literally has you fight an ancient German conqueror. So
Ancient German, like what do you mean? Like
resurrected ancient German warlord.
Of course.
I was about to say, ain't that technically what happened in Origins and Black Ops 2 Zombies? They just
true, huh?
That's basically technically what they did too.
I like how like most like these like bad scenarios are always like Germans fucked up somehow.
Well,
and, like, everyone else has to
you know what the thing
suffer.
is? The thing is, they're not even like original ideas. These like stuff like that was actually happening back in that day. They were actually doing stuff like that.
When you think about it,
minus the actual resurrection of a German warlord.
Yeah,
or zombies.
Could you imagine if you actually that happened?
When you think about it, Zombie Army 3 and 4 are the most creative.
I have that. I do have that. Those games are also on Game Pass, by the way.
Is it really? I'm about to download them right now.
Yeah, I know it's for. I don't.
Zombie Army 4.
Trilogy you usually get it pretty cheap, but I know 4 is definitely on the Game Pass. I don't know if it's on PC though, but you could check.
I'm checking right now.
I didn't even know the game was still being supported to this day.
Zombie Army 4 is on Game Pass. Wait, maybe?
It's really good. It's hard.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass.
No, it's hard.
Yeah, those games. Yeah, I was playing Survival on the Zombie Army Trilogy a while back, and I was just playing it on the easiest difficulty, and I was getting my ass handed. like you
easiest difficulty in 4, and oh my god, the first mission. It took me 2 days to get past the first mission. Those zombies,
casual.
Those
zombies and everything are no joke in those games.
So okay.
It's like normal zombies will smack the shit out of you like it's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You run into a boss. No, you don't want to kill him. You want him to not know you're there. That's how I played the entire game. I dreaded having to fight against bosses because in 4, semi-auto weapons are your only choice, and any automatic weapon barely any ammo, and it didn't do any damage. And you only had what you had. You only had one health kit. And like I said, zombies will smack the shit out of you like it's nothing. 3 hit you and you're almost dead. And of course you have 4 characters, but that had absolutely nothing. It didn't help anything in like core gameplay. But
yeah,
it's pretty fun. Not too good with input if you're playing on console is the only thing I gotta say.
yeah, I need to give those games a try now. It's really interested in me. All that
Oh,
stuff,
don't forget Iron
history.
Harvest. Speaking of all history, don't forget Iron Harvest is also on Game Pass on PC too.
Oh yeah, it's okay. Ooh, I'm like, dude, there's a lot of games I need to fucking like.
Yeah,
I just finished what do you call it? I was talking about this. Soma, yeah, I just finished Soma, so I'm like on this like finishing up old games binge right now.
Mm-hmm. I'm probably about to be that with old Skyrim Anniversary Edition coming out.
Ah,
I'm going 100%. I'm going 100% it again because I almost 100% the 360 version, and then 100% the Legendary Edition, and then I'll probably just get this and 100% it.
Man.
It's literally not that.
Question for someone.
What's up?
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
So CapnBeenieWeenie, right? Now, if I am correct, you've never actually played Skyrim, right?
Oh.
Who has not played Skyrim?
That's what I thought when I first heard
The
it.
audacity.
Okay. The
audacity.
You're not missing much of your play out, Finella. You're not missing much.
Look, I played Oblivion, but I did not play Skyrim.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm gonna be honest.
Speaking of Oblivion,
you need to play modded.
Yeah.
Skyrim
I just remember
enjoy it for me.
I just remember trying to kill the guy who followed me playing music everywhere. It was a little kid and he was annoying.
How dare you?
So annoying.
You monster.
Dude, me and my friend, my friend would come over to my house and we'd play Oblivion, and we just enjoyed chasing the little kid.
I am your biggest fan.
Imagine killing your biggest fan, though.
Yeah, imagine.
The endearing fan.
So I was gonna say.
That was still a peak game.
I was gonna say real quick. Do y'all know that Sky Oblivion is most likely about to be done soon?
Are you serious?
Oblivion in Skyrim's engine.
Do you think it's gonna like import to the anniversary?
No,
I mean, it shouldn't be too hard, right?
I don't know if the
it's a bit difficult.
I don't. So that was the thing for me too, because there is an old Oblivion mod like Nelrim, and then like there was another mod for Skyrim as well. It was like a totally different game that they put on the Steam store. So I'm thinking they may do something for Sky Oblivion and Sky Morrowind like that.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Man, there's so many like putting games in a different like Fallout 4 has a Fallout 3 and a Fallout New Vegas.
They need to get remastered. Those two games, Fallout 3 New Vegas. They need.
Bethesda refuses to remaster games that people want to play more than Skyrim. Like, we get it.
We played Skyrim.
I'd rather take an Oblivion remaster at this point.
That is true.
Like, yeah. Like, give me a remaster of Fallout 3, or I can actually play it without having to figure out what the fuck I do with Windows. Game, like,
Yeah.
We like a remake instead. I don't know. I feel like, especially Morrowind, you can definitely tell its age, right?
Hey.
Like, just some quality of life stuff.
Yeah. Quality of life's always fun.
Yeah, because, like, the speed in, like, Morrowind is so slow.
Hey, dude. Hey.
Sounds like some mogus.
Stop.
A mogus.
You know, when I played Morrowind, there was a couple of MMOs that reminded me. It was like Second Son or something like that. And there was another one towards like it's completely in this world and everything. It's what Morrowind basically reminded me of. Just like a whole entire empty ass open world.
Yeah.
With just a few things here and there. That's basically what it reminded me of when I played it.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. True.
I don't know. I definitely feel like, well, maybe it's just me, but definitely play like these like old Bethesda games. Can you believe they're all above 10 years old now? Imagine.
Ah,
I know.
yes. The new games look like they're 10 years old now.
That is also true. Okay, but like so you know, they're also adding like a fishing mini game, eh?
Yeah, all the creation element, all the creation club, and everything's supposed to become an anniversary edition.
That is true.
I forgot
Yes,
Creation Club's a thing.
everything!
Why'd you have to do that?
Because it was literally the only thing that made Fallout 4 and fucking Skyrim even interesting to play after beating it. Because of the
That's
backpack
true.
system, the zombies, the new quests and stuff.
True.
Yeah, I'm just going to say this now. Bethesda wouldn't be as big as they are if they didn't have a great modding community.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah,
they wouldn't be as
go
big
go
as they
to
are if
go
they
to
didn't have Todd Howard.
yeah, go to YouTube and just look up Skyrim mods. Hey, no, don't do YouTube. Go to like X videos or something and do it.
Yeah. Woo. Okay.
Oh,
That's how
Let's
you know
see.
how that community's still active.
Yeah, I don't get that. I really don't get why people like watching, that in a game that doesn't even have highly detailed hands.
Highly detailed hands, he says.
Like, did you know the feet are like literally just a square?
Wait, on
Potter.
oh, by the way,
Yeah,
check general chat. Like in Square and where?
What?
In Oblivion?
Fallout 3, probably Oblivion, Fallout New Vegas.
Fallout New
Maybe
Vegas, Fallout New
Skyrim. I don't
Vegas,
pay
3 and
attention to the
Oblivion.
feet.
They all use the
Oh my gosh.
same.
It's all the same engine since Morrowind. They just kind of
Basically.
called it something different after Morrowind.
Nah. I mean,
It's a trick
okay.
of the light.
Honestly, I'd be kind of surprised. Okay, so we all know like their Bethesda's like biggest games right now are like Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield, right? And we know
Fallout 76.
that's already released. That's it's already a thing. So.
Hey, I mean, you said the biggest games. I'm just pointing it out.
Okay. Let me rephrase it. Their upcoming biggest game. Better?
There you go. Fallout 76's new update, Steel Rain.
Isn't that basically like a battle royale mode?
No, they're getting rid of that
No,
battle royale
no.
mode
They're
because
getting rid of it?
yeah, they're getting rid of it because no one played
broken
it.
as shit.
Yeah, because no one was playing it, and it was broke. Like you said, it was broken. There's like no reason to even play it.
Yeah. It also doesn't help that they released it when the battle royale trend was really starting to die down.
I mean, you say that, but like,
Well,
say that because
still.
Well, the thing
I like
is,
to think.
the thing is, so
You
many
say that.
people were sitting there trying to do the battle royale thing, and you was everywhere you saw, like Islands of Nine and everything. Rip those games.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
But the reason like Fortnite, Apex, and everything, Apex basically revived itself because it added like a team, basically like a team deathmatch, or team,
Deathmatch.
search and destroy, basically in a sense, you could say.
Yeah.
Search and destroy mode.
Well, it's like just TDM. There's no actual objective except killing each other.
Yeah.
And then
Also, oh, sorry.
and I was gonna say Warzone's like sitting there adding maps. I mean, PUBG is still huge as well.
Surprised.
They got like almost 10 maps at this point.
Yeah, for real?
Yeah, I played it and I was like, man, all these maps, and only played one of them.
I used to play a lot of COD Mobile, and I gotta give it to them. They kept on top of that game. It was like every other week there was something new. Like every time I go back to the game, it's like replaying everything all over again because there's so much to go through. Like I think the last time I played, at least on COD Mobile, there were 3 maps, and now they're at like 5 or 6 now, and they've got new LTMs. They've got their own LTMs, objective-based game modes.
Ooh.
It's actually pretty fun. It's solid. Like I keep going back to it. Oh, dude, I'm losing focus so fast.
Imagine losing focus.
Imagine though.
The relapse.
Okay, continue. I'm gonna go quiet for a second.
Also, it's like when you say, "Hey guys, we want to play a battle royale game," people are going to say Fortnite, Warzone, Apex. Not let's play Fallout 76's nuclear winter mode, guys.
Oh, okay. So
And
also,
dude, it was also OP as hell too because leveling was also a factor, and you could
are
bring
you
your
really?
yeah,
For real?
you can
What
also
the
bring your
fuck is
weapon.
wrong with them?
Yeah, so like literally, you had these OP ass people just come in and just wreck people too. So there was also another thing.
Imagine Bethesda not having. I can't imagine Bethesda having a broken game.
Dude, if you
Fallout
play
76 is a
Fallout
perfectly
76
fine
still, and
game.
I bet you it's still broken.
I like to every so often go back to the video that shows like 1,000 glitches in Fallout 76.
You know, as bad as Fallout 76 was with bugs, I gotta say Cyberpunk was worse.
Cyberpunk was worse.
Cyberpunk was
I
a
don't
false
I don't
dream.
think no. Here's why. Cyberpunk has been out for coming.
December
It came out earlier this year, right?
December would be a year.
Okay, it came out in December, and even to this day, there are still every day there are game-breaking glitches that are being brought up, like really bad game-breaking glitches. I know they've had their data breached like 3 times now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like the whole source code of that entire game. Oh my. Like that,
it's
like
just, that game
hackers.
is cursed.
Yeah, y'all know y'all remember I covered it before too. Y'all remember that game was supposed to have a multiplayer and there was supposed to be open source as well for mods.
Hey.
Like that was supposed to happen already, but right at this point right now, or no, this Christmas there's the multiplayer mode was supposed to be added, and then they fucking delayed that completely.
That game has been in a ruthless cycle of release patches.
Yep.
10 more game-breaking bugs are found that are worse than the last.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get their data breached. Dude, they can't catch a break.
No, they cannot. Seriously,
I almost feel bad for them. But they really made Fallout 76 look like the perfect game.
Oh, so speaking of bugs, there may be a game coming out soon that may be infested with bugs if EA doesn't do it right.
Oh no.
Battlefield. Y'all remember how Battlefield 4 was on release?
I was like a Zoomer, so no, not really.
Yeah, Battlefield 4's oh my god,
Wait,
the net code.
Zoomer?
I'm a Zoomer.
I was about to say the Battlefield 4, like
Zoomer.
the Battlefield 4's release and everything, it was straight like just terror.
Yeah.
Like it took over like a year and a half to finally fix the net code as well.
Oh no.
So like if y'all didn't know, net code, like Modern Warfare 3 had the issue too. So when you had like net code issues and everything like that, it's like if you're running through a building and you're past the door getting shot at, right? But net code errors are basically the guy that's shooting at you killed you while you was outside the building, but on your screen you're inside.
Yeah. You were dead before you even knew it.
Yeah. Basically like you're 5 steps behind where you were. That's basically That's basically what was going on with that game. But I mean, it's been Battlefield 1 and 5 were phenomenal on release. I mean, not really too many bugs. I mean, there were still some.
Wait, did you say Battlefield 5 was? I'm sorry. Did you say Battlefield 5 was phenomenal on release?
Bug wise.
Oh, okay.
Content wise, hell no, not content. Like you only, you had like 5
multiplayer game EA released around that time. They only
had like 5. They only had 5 maps and like 2 to 3 of them you could use vehicles, and the others were just infantry only. And
all the disappointments from Battlefield 5, the biggest and I think the costliest disappointment was the Battle Royale.
Yeah, the Battle Royale could definitely. It was
for 9 months, and then dropped it.
Mm-hmm. They were at it because that was a game I was playing a lot before I deployed the second time. I think it was. Yeah, it was before I deployed the second time, and I was playing the hell out of Firestorm. And then I can't. And then I was like, I checked it out, and like apparently everybody dropped it when I was overseas and everything. So it's like it didn't last long at all. Like it was a good map, good like the way things were done in it and everything. It's just they just quit supporting it. Like it was an actual phenomenal battle royale mode.
Yeah.
It was honestly depressing playing it. I got it for free when it for PlayStation Plus, whatever. And I tried it. I was curious what it was. I tried it out, and it was so depressing. I was in it puts you in a little lobby like a hub, like in every other battle royale, and I was in a lobby with the same 6 people for almost 10 minutes.
Oh no.
Just and
Classic.
that was depressing. I was like, and I did have one game. I managed to play like 1 or 2 games, and then after that, I was in queue for like 2 hours. But
Oh,
I will say it's beautiful. The idea, the concept, like the way the map flows, it's good. And the only issue, like
No
wrong.
one
They
plays
just
it.
did it at the wrong time.
Yeah.
They tried doing it at the worst possible time. And it's kind
Man.
of sad.
I feel
It's
it's like.
almost-
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. I feel I feel it's kind of like Blackout and like Call of Duty Black Ops 4, right? Like I feel like the main like thing that kind of like held it back was the fact that it was behind a $60 paywall, right?
Yes.
Blackout
And
was
you see all these
phenomenal.
like super like the super huge battle royales, and they all have a tendency to be free to play, right? Apex, Fortnite, Warzone, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
The
So
problem with the companies who put the battle royales behind a paywall is they think that just because they have the fan base, that everybody in that fan base is gonna buy the game for this. Like
yeah,
you've seen time and time again with free to play games that it brings in new people. You make so much money off the microtransactions, and it's actually inviting. With the paywall is a huge turnoff for a lot of people, and somehow, uh, somehow EA didn't think that was an issue.
Alts are a big
Mhm.
alts or aka Smurfs are a big play in battle royales as well.
That is true. I mean, like any online game, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like especially right now, Valorant's having like a huge issues with like Smurfs, especially like people who are on like mid to high ranks, like just purposely making odd accounts just to like like improve their ranks if they feel like they're held back or something, or just like mess around with people on lower ranks. Which the question really like devolves around to like how can you combat it, right? Like how can you go against like preventing Smurfs in the first place?
Kill
And
him.
kill them. I
Use
feel
your
like that's
very own Gargamel.
feels like I guess that's kind of what a paywall kind of does. It prevents the idea of Smurfs, but at the same time, if you really you're gonna do it regardless, right?
I'm going to be honest. I feel like multiplayer only games behind a paywall are dumb as hell. Like
Lawbreakers,
that's
Yeah,
like
they are,
$60
lawbreakers,
at like a full price. Like I
lawbreakers,
accept $40, but even that's pushing it for me.
lawbreakers.
Yeah,
See,
we don't need to talk
here's the
about
thing with that.
Lawbreakers. We do have a resident
Here's the
Lawbreakers
thing with that,
expert in
though.
this
We do
podcast.
residential.
I think he might be asleep
Call of
though.
Duty.
You might have passed out.
Call of Duty has released so many games behind a paywall, and people buy it every time that everyone has just gotten so used to it. So nobody ever thinks, "Hey, why don't you guys go free to play?" No, everybody's just used to spending the
Buying
money.
it.
Now, if the price goes up to $70, yes,
Yeah,
that's
there
when
you
we
definitely
riot.
see.
That's when real shit starts.
See, I mean, I get the game. I think like multiplayer only people who spend $60 on a Call of Duty game are the most brain dead people. Change my mind.
So again,
You will never get me to believe somebody bought Cold War with the sole intention of only playing the multiplayer. You will never get me to believe that.
yeah. Here's the thing: people mock it all the time, but people are always going to be down to What just happened? Play.
What just happened? What the hell?
Oh,
What happened?
what's his name? CapnBeenieWeenie passed out.
What game are we playing?
What game?
A game.
Welcome to
the-
the podcast,
Welcome
dude.
to the
You're on the podcast.
Our
You're live right
surprise,
now.
our surprise first
You're
You're
guest.
famous. You're the surprise guest because our other one went to sleep.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow, you'd love to see it.
You do love to see
You
it.
definitely love
Do
to see
love
it.
to see
I
it.
was eating. I got 3 dings. I'm like, what happened? Check my phone. And it's
Oh.
like,
Yeah, we're just about to hit an hour in just a few minutes too.
Yeah,
oh, we were playing Valorant. I have been lied to.
No.
dude, get effed.
Yeah.
Imagine.
I'm playing
What?
Cold War.
Who,
But I'm not
plays
playing
who plays Valorant anymore? It's split. It's all Splitgate now, man.
Oh,
No,
there's
I
some
would
type
like
of
to you guys
now.
know
I-
now.
Looks.
I don't know if I want to get Splitgate. I don't know.
I could.
I'm
So here's our. Well, I'll let Azza, since he's like a residential, like, professional player in this.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, it's all right. I think it's all right.
It's basically like
Splitgate?
basically if you like miss the old Halo Reach days of like movement and everything with a little jetpack and basically Portal mixed in, you'll enjoy it. It's definitely addictive, and it's it's free to play, and like the awards and everything are not too hard. It's not really too much of a grindy game either. Achievements are easy and stuff like that too.
I'm not really worried about that. I'm not really worried about that. I'm worried because of the popularity that it's getting. With the popularity, you're gonna get way more sweats and that kind of stuff.
There's definitely been
I'm
a
not
lot
a-
of sweats. There's definitely been
crowd.
There's definitely been a lot of sweats. There's definitely been some people just completely just are worse than bots. But I mean, I don't. So the issue with the popularity too is the fact that it made, like, if Battlefield and Halo come out, the game may like evidently die. That'd be like the sad fact about it, because it's still technically in beta.
It happened to a
Fall
couple
Guys.
others.
Fall Guys moment.
I was about to say that.
Guys.
Fall Guys.
Rest in peace, Fall Guys.
That's what I meant. I don't want to get a game that dies a week later, but during the 1 week that I am playing it, the only people I'm playing against are people who are like they're in a wager match or something.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I still see a lot of people playing it, like all
Yeah,
on
I
my
mean,
friends
people
list.
still play it. It's just that it's not as big as it was.
Let me
right?
check. Let me see what the Steam charts say, because I remember it got to
Zeros
60.
across the chart.
I
It's dead.
remember. Okay, it's not on top 10 for sure. I remember they finally fixed it.
Shoot, I realized-
47,000 people right now only on Steam.
That's not
And you
too
gotta
bad,
remember,
actually.
Nice.
and it's also crossplay. The all-time peak is 67,000.
Ooh,
What
okay.
about Among Us?
I mean,
Wait,
And
Among Us is on console, right?
Yeah, it's
Just
on
got
like.
out
I
of-
think it's on Xbox.
It's it's the
How many
next
dead do they
gen
have?
game.
Let's go.
It's on the mythical next gen consoles.
Wait, doesn't Splitgate only have 4 devs right now? Or did they add more?
They got
Yes.
7. They got 7 now. Hey, y'all remember World War III?
Yeah.
The game. It's only got one
Yeah,
player.
I do remember that war.
It's only got one player now. It was
Are
supposed
you
to
for
be.
real?
It was supposed to be the Battlefield killer. And
Oh,
it's
no.
only got one player on it.
Yeah, it killed
One
its own
player.
Battlefield.
What was the story even revolving around though? I don't-
Basically,
I don't-
basically Battlefield 4 and 2042 is basically World War 3 in a nutshell. World War 3 was basically like Battlefield style and everything with a mix of Call of Duty in it.
Mm. And it was supposed to be the quote unquote Battlefield killer.
Mhm.
Yeah, instead it killed its own battlefield.
So,
Yeah.
so tell me ready for this? The lore behind that game.
Which one? World War 3? It's strictly multiplayer.
I know, like, what made it fail in your opinion? Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, what made it fail was the game was broken and they were advertising it so soon. Like there's supposed to have been something that was supposed to completely revive the game, but it's still buggy, broken, grinding issue like Cold War was and everything. So
When devs just gave up,
We should play.
the devs
Valorant.
supposedly are still working on it.
supposedly.
Supposedly.
I've never played a game as buggy as Cold War.
I'm supposedly working on a project from 3 years ago. I'm not though.
Same though. I'm supposedly still in school too.
You?
Supposedly.
Oh, Kanur?
Okay, I'm not talking about this right now. You know what? This is a podcast, not a private conversation, host.
Yeah, Cold War is quite easily the buggiest game I've played aside from Cyberpunk. Out of literally any game.
That's kind of saying a lot, actually.
Yeah. Cold War was almost Cyberpunk level.
I don't know how anyone in their right mind, even their their marketers, whoever it was behind getting this game out on time, I don't know how they looked at this shit and said, "Yeah, this is all right." They literally, it's an unfinished game. Every season that comes out, they bring in quality of life things that could have been in the beginning of the game. That should have been in the beginning of the game.
I actually have an answer for that.
Go ahead,
Christmas
Connor.
Bowen. Sorry.
Duke Nukem Forever. Duke Nukem Forever.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was done. I was seriously asking you.
It sounds like a fight. Like, yeah, which be first? Do it.
Do it.
But yeah, I actually do have an answer for why they release buggy games when they're this buggy. It's called a Christmas bonus for the big
that's actually really true. If they see that money pouring in, they're like, "Ooh,
yeah, and it's
the most people we get in."
Wait, no, it released on the 20th.
The perfect example.
It did release on the 22nd too, didn't it? It was the 10th. It was the 10th.
Oh, like November or something, right?
No, it was in December. It released December 10th. If I'm not mistaken.
For real?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that's when it released.
Cold War?
No, Cyberpunk.
Oh no, my bad.
Yeah, December 10th, exactly.
Yeah.
Damn,
that was the thing too. Cold War and Cyberpunk were literally the two most buggiest games I ever played in my life. In my life, I have thousands.
The only reason
is over 1,000 on Steam.
Play this game is because of the zombies. I love the zombies so much that I'm willingly put myself through hours of closing the game out, opening it up, getting a dev error, or trying to get into a match, waiting 5 minutes only to get put into a game and then get a failed to load in, or the game just completely loses audio some mid game, and until you close the game, you can't hear anything.
Dude,
those are the bugs that I got to deal with in this game. Man.
Honestly, Cyberpunk could have been good if they didn't release it early. That's what I'm thinking too. Like, obviously, it needed a lot more time under the just cooking in general.
Yeah.
But I feel like
even though it's been pushed back for like 7 years.
Like obviously, it was announced 7 years, not necessarily ready to ship.
It's dude, it was being worked on for like 5.
I was gonna say with Cyberpunk, one of the reasons why it released early was because the senior executives were pushing it to have it released. The game testers and the developers say this game is not prepped for release, but because the game has already been delayed so much, a lot of the fans started sending death threats to the developers too.
Honestly, that's one of the most fucked up things I heard. Yeah, for sure.
That's like completely a normal thing now. Like, I don't know if y'all knew about that, but like developers have been received like lots of them from like many different companies because the game got delayed or whatever. They would get death threats.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Also, can we talk about that? Like, I'm going to threaten your life because you didn't release the game. So if you die, my game's never going to be released anyways. So like,
yeah, like they're like, oh my gosh, I need this game, but fuck your life or anything. I don't really care about that. I just need the game.
Fucking die in a car crash.
I mean, the game is delayed for a reason.
When you think about it, them releasing the game early was like a big fuck you to the people who were sending them death threats. They're like, "Hey, you wanted this game? Yo, here's this hot pile of shit. Take it."
Yeah, I bet you Cyberpunk probably at this point of where the Cyberpunk is, because there was a lot of features that were supposed to be in it too.
Yeah, that's true.
I suspect that it will probably be like at least 2 years before it's finally done. like official, like the way they're supposed to have it.
Yeah,
Because
if they don't just drop working on it.
Yeah, people just need to chill. There's really no reason to send
there's no one really to send death threats
for
anyway,
sure.
because like a lot of people don't realize you send one death threat, you can go to jail for it.
Yeah, like not only the fact that it's a legal issue, but like, why are you sending death threats in the first place, right?
Over a game.
Yeah.
Like, there's two levels here. There's deserved impatience and undeserved impatience. Cyberpunk was already said it's going to be out when it's ready.
Yeah.
While there's certain games, like, I'm not going to say it's unfinished, but it is. Yeah. Like, Yandere Simulator. Can we talk about that one?
Yandere? Did you say Yandere?
Okay. So you guys know Yandere Simulator, right?
I do know what it is.
Oh, man.
I know what it is.
Have you followed the recent news about it?
I haven't seen the recent news. I've seen gameplay like months ago, but that was about it. Whenever.
So it's a little bit of a rabbit hole now, but oh my gosh,
it is.
So
it's not even that good of a game.
Yeah,
it's a pretty shit game.
For people who who don't know about it, essentially it's like a pseudo Hitman style of game, but it's based like in a high school, like a Japanese high school.
Serial Hitman? What do you mean? It's more
like
serial.
Like a pseudo Hitman.
It's more of a serial killer.
It's a weeb's paradise. It's a weeb's paradise.
A weeb's paradise. Yeah.
I was gonna say this seems more of a serial killer simulator from what I saw.
Yeah, exactly right. It's like what do you call it? Hatred or what's that game? Like super edgy game.
Fucking hate this world.
Hatred.
Dude, I had that game. I want to play it. I've been every time I sit there and talk about it. I want to play it. I want to play it.
But it's like the edgiest game I've ever seen. But yeah, very similar.
Edgiest. Have you ever played Mount Your Friends? You talk about edges. Have you ever played Mount Your Friends, Ray Blast? I sent you a copy.
I haven't. We should actually play it sometime. Obviously not on
Steam. You think Hatred was edgy? Wait till you play that.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't remember what I'm gonna say.
Dude, you're really falling apart.
Whatever game you just said, isn't that the one with the like buff naked guys?
Yeah, exactly what you're thinking.
Yeah, buff naked guys, basically Ram Ranch.
Ram ranching, trying to like exactly what it says, mounting.
They're mounting the goat.
They're mounting the goat.
They're mounting the goat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like
that's kind of sexy.
Yeah, it is kind of
really sexy. It's honestly.
What kind of devious?
I used to so on 360. I was like fucking 13, 14 years old at the time. I was sitting there playing that with my friends all the time. We're sitting there playing Castle Mountaineer Z back in the 360 days.
Hey.
Back in the day when bugs wasn't abundant as they are now.
True.
The only game that had like a bug shit back in that day. I can't even tell you because none of those games were released buggy. Not even Battlefield 3 was buggy. Not even Modern Warfare 3 was buggy. Like no.
Black Ops 2 wasn't buggy, but David Vonderhaar had to do a Vonderhaar mode.
Black Ops, that was the thing. Black Ops 2. The only game I remember that may have been buggy was Assassin's Creed 3.
I mean, that's Assassin's Creed. That's
Assassin's Creed.
I feel like, and then there's Unity, right?
That was the era. That was the starting era of bugs becoming a norm in game on release. That was like the start of it.
Because it's kind of like because people just started noticing them now. It's like you have the buggiest game, you like start realizing,
dude, we became playtesters.
Basically,
right?
Playtesters. And then like early access became a thing too.
Interns.
Literally.
What happened? I wasn't here for the past 5 minutes.
And they fix it.
We were talking about how we're unpaid interns.
Yeah, for like game companies, basically.
We're
ironic.
Playtesters.
Here's a question that not many people agree on. What game made COD start going down?
Black Ops 3.
Black
Ops 3. Black Ops 3.
Like the COD series.
Definitely Knack.
Oh, Infinite Warfare. Infinite Warfare. I think that's what made it go downhill.
Yeah.
Ever since then.
I don't know.
Infinite Warfare.
the hate. Okay, hold on. But you gotta agree,
yeah.
the Infinite Warfare hate train, while somewhat was deserved, was blown way out of proportion to what it was.
Oh, yeah.
And every other card game, every other card that came after that was literally a hate train, like no other. Like there's a war going on between people who play Cold War and Modern Warfare on which one is better and which one is worse. You either love Modern Warfare, hated Cold War, or you hated Cold War or you love Modern Warfare. There is no in between, and there's like a war between which was worse or better.
Let me ask you this:
both ways.
What Black Ops game started killing the Black Ops series?
2,
3,
no, 4.
3.
Okay, we're gonna have a
Actually,
guys. I agree with Connor because of this one reason: microtransactions. Microtransactions had been littered all throughout Black Ops 3. If you wanted the DLC weapon, you had to buy a crate within terribly low chances, even low chances to actually get good things. And pretty much every other game after that, you know.
Are we talking about 4
microtransactions?
You said 4 and 2.
So I got a quick question for y'all, right?
I said 4 originally. I said 4 originally, but then Connor said 3. But when you think about it, Black Ops 3 out of every Call of Duty, every Call of Duty still had the most microtransactions.
That is true. I feel like Call of Duty.
Black Ops game.
3 was in itself was a good game. It was just a absolute fuck half the time.
I
like Black Ops 3. In all honesty, I loved Black Ops 3.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Let's be honest. It has one of the worst.
Who in here said they enjoyed Black Ops 3? Who just said that?
Imagine Frozen Forest. Imagine Frozen Forest.
Who just said that?
Frozen Forest.
Who in the hell said?
Imagine Frozen Forest.
No. Who in the hell said they enjoyed Black Ops 3?
Me.
I like Black Ops 3.
What in the hell is wrong with y'all?
Look, it could be.
What
it
in
could
the
be because,
hell?
Look,
hear me out.
I started playing it towards
the only
the
good thing
of my high school.
The only good thing about Black Ops 3 was the zombies. The campaign, doo-doo. Multiplayer, doo-doo. That's when they started.
Talk about that weird zombie campaign.
Okay, we won't talk about the zombie campaign.
It was just a reskin of the.
And you had to have the
campaign.
And you had to have the DLCs to actually enjoy zombies because Shadow of Evil was terrible.
Shadows of Evil is a masterpiece.
I will defend this stance.
Wait, guys, hold up.
I love Black Ops 3 because it was one of my first. Yeah, see, same here. Like, I think Black Ops 3.
Black Ops 2 textured Richtofen name. Let's be honest.
That's true. Okay. Black Ops 3 can get as much hate as you want, but you can't lie that the amount of support, like, it's still got years after, and, like, it's still kind of getting right now, right?
Black Ops 3 was backpacked by Black Ops 2.
It's also
the game still gets updated.
So, right.
Black Ops 2 also had, like,
You said Shadows of Evil is a trash map. It's a masterpiece of a map.
Seriously, it had.
Okay. Okay. You never played World at War or Black Ops 2. I can obviously tell. I obviously can tell.
It wasn't as good. It's still a fun map. I love the 20s era.
Shadows of Evil.
Yeah, how can you not love 20s?
Shadows of Evil
I guess there's a lot of reasons.
Black Ops 3 time is a masterpiece. As his first game is a
Infinite Warfare zombies put Black Ops 3's like Infinite Warfare's base zombie map was a lot better than Shadow of Evil.
Infinite, the first map was, in my opinion, better than every other Call of Duty.
That
horrible. Advanced Warfare with their attempt, horrible.
Infection from Ghosts.
Guys, remember Malkovich was a character in Infinite War and Exosuit.
Enough about zombies, okay? Extinction. Who enjoyed that? Because I want to see who I'm going to outcast if they didn't.
Wait, what?
Extinction from Ghosts.
I'm gonna go to bed. Have a good night.
As a kid, I enjoyed it. As a kid, I enjoyed it. That's all I gotta say. As a kid, I enjoyed it, but it was only because I was playing with friends. It was only
Extinction
because I
was literally a very underrated mode of Call of Duty history.
Oh, piss off! So
No.
you have no opinion for someone that says Shadows of Evil was a bad map.
Extinction?
Look,
Extinction
was horrible.
Dope.
But I remember enjoying it as a kid.
What
I
the
enjoyed
hell?
it when I was younger.
The
It's
hell?
literally just how many people can you double team?
Honestly, yeah.
You're not good if you play Extinction.
I used to solo Extinction.
You couldn't solo in Minecraft if you wanted to.
Yeah, I literally beat the Kraken and everything solo in Extinction.
What the fuck is Extinction again?
Extinction's from Ghost. It's the aliens and shit.
Yeah. No, I thought we were talking about like
all I remember was
the
being
multiplayer
impossibly
game mode
hard.
that you kill and no.
Impossibly hard with hard tasks. That's what I remember.
I feel like there's a war brewing right now about this game.
There's a division in this podcast right now.
We're going to name this episode the feud between the reload hosters.
Broken down.
The reload feud.
Okay, so I'm gonna reverse the question. What is the best Call of Duty game? Both series.
Now are we talking both series?
Both series, Black Ops and Modern Warfare.
It depends. It depends on what aspect you're saying.
We're talking about
multiplayer.
Overall game.
Multiplayer, Black Ops 2.
World at War overall. I love that more.
Boomer.
Can I say Black Ops 1?
Best multiplayer. Let's do this. Best multiplayer.
Black Ops 2.
Out of the entire COD series.
Good multiplayer.
Black Ops 2.
Shadows of Evil.
Oh man, this is hard for me. Oh, I want to say Black Ops 1 because I grew up on that one, but Modern Warfare 3's was.
Modern Warfare 3 and 2 were very, very great, and they came close to my Black Ops 2, but I already had this debate. The reason Black Ops 2 was because the weapons and everything were already balanced, the equipment was already balanced and everything, and there was a lot of the maps were very enjoyable compared to some on Modern Warfare 2 and 3.
Okay, now
zombies. Had to go on nerf the 15.
Best zombies game in the COD franchise.
Black Ops 2, because it had the masterpiece that is Mob of the Dead.
Mob of the Dead's
Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 had the best maps out of all of them, and the worst.
Oh yeah.
Buried.
That's why I gotta say Black Ops 3.
I love Buried.
Black Ops 3 for the majority had.
Oh, yeah, no, I love Buried.
Had amazing.
Transit sucked though.
Yeah,
Transit. I kind of have a soft spot because it was the first. It was also the only map I had on that game for the longest time.
Here's the thing. Black Ops 2 Zombies is the most controversial zombies game in history because that's either the best maps in history or the worst maps. There's no fine line in between it. Mob of the Dead and Origins and Buried were such great maps, and then you have maps like Die Rise and Transit. And what else was there?
Wait,
that's it. No, Nuketown. Nuketown
was also
was good.
Nuketown was pretty cool.
No, I thought it was fun. It was a
Nuketown.
Nice
so Nuketown's basically kind of split when it came to it. I enjoyed Nuketown, but it wasn't a one map I would literally grind on. So I have a soft spot for Transit for one reason, and I'm not talking about the whole map. I'm talking town, like town survival. Man, those were some fun.
Town is great.
Town is great.
Town is great.
If town was its own map and everything, I bet you Transit would not got much hate as it did.
Okay.
How did you feel about Farm though?
Fucking sucked.
Nah.
There we go.
Okay.
Thank you. We can all agree that map.
Let me answer this question. If on Black Ops 2, if you take out Transit, Die Rise, and Nuketown, what would be the best map out of the three? Origins, Mob of the Dead, or Buried?
Mob of the Dead.
Mob of the Dead. I definitely say Mob of the Dead with Buried
Mob of the
right
Dead
beside
over
each other.
Origins?
I love Origins, but I love Mob of the Dead more.
Why?
It's such a fun different. It's just different.
I do have a soft spot for.
I do have a soft spot. Get old.
I do have a soft spot for Buried as well because we used to do sit in that little alleyway and get to like round 40s all the time.
Hey.
Yeah, well, by Jug, the hallway by Jug.
Yep.
Ouch. Work.
Yeah, you just
I gotta
literally.
say, Gary, mainly. Go ahead.
I was basically going to say it's like when you had the chainsaws, the traps, and everything in buried. It make things a lot fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hear me out. In my opinion, the best zombies map, if we're talking for overall gameplay, it would have to go to Origins. You cannot tell me. You cannot
I
tell
can't
me.
disagree with that.
Origins. Origins. It's how it's made. The guns, the staffs, the story. It's beautifully written. Mob of the Dead is also beautifully written. It's my number 2 map. Bird is my number 3 with Doris from World at War, number 4.
See,
but Mob of the
what made Origins so good?
Origins itself was beautiful for me. The
Origins
staffs.
was really good.
It wasn't too hard that you like. The staffs weren't so overpowered that if you didn't get them, you were completely screwed. The guns were good. The map placement was well. It was just a beautiful map overall.
And I did enjoy the setting too about it, especially the land shits and the robots and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed that a little bit as well.
I love steampunk so much, so Origins hit a nail in the coffin, just like Mob of the Dead hit that prison vibe that I love too.
What made Origins
vibe.
Because
what made Origins so good to me was they made it out to be super grand, but at the same time, when you know what's going on, or when you got to the ending cutscene, it's not like that. It's you get to see Samantha playing with the dolls and shit, or playing with the characters, and it's like, oh shit.
Which map came first, Origins or Mob of the Dead?
Say again?
Which one came first, Mob of the Dead or Origins? I know one of them.
It was
Mob of the Dead.
So
it was the last map because it feels like it was meant to be the final zombies map.
Because
it has a very big vibe.
I read something like this: Mob of the Dead and Origins single-handedly saved Black Ops 2 because they got 3 bad maps in a row in Nuketown. No, not Nuketown. Transit, Die Rise, and an average map as Furry. But then you brought out Mob of the Dead and Origins, and people fell in love with those 2 maps. Not just because of the setting of it. When you loaded into Mob of the Dead, you can feel that you're stuck. In Origins, you can know that if you don't do well, you're gonna get screwed over. It's such a beautifully placed map in Mob of the Dead and Origins, but Origins as a map itself, I have to take it. The staffs and everything.
My biggest issue with Black Ops 2 was just what they released, what maps they released with for zombies. You got town, you got farm, you got bus depot, and then you got transit. But 3 of those 4 maps are the same map. They're just different parts of the same map. So there's no general creativity to it because every map had the same feel. Oh my bad, I forgot to mention town. Town was amazing. Town is the only exception. Town is amazing to play on its own. But overall, it was all of these maps, but they're the same one. It's just a bunch of pieces of the same map, and then the map itself.
Yeah.
And then you got Die Rise after that. So people were like, "Yeah, this doesn't look like this." People didn't think it was going to be good after Die Rise came out, and then of course only getting 4 maps, all of them being the same thing. They said they were setting themselves up for failure. It sucks that it had to be a DLC map that saved the game. I'd prefer if the game were good at launch, like the maps that had released were good enough so that people didn't have to say it like that.
Yep. But we'll be going about an hour 20 minutes, so I think it's about to cut to the chase already. Go ahead and this old recording, boys. Be done until New Year's. So So remember, I remember for the listeners and everything, our Discord invite's going to be in the bio of this episode and everything. We're going to start making that a norm. Please check out our socials or anything. If anybody's interested, come hop on aboard when we start a new season 2, which will be New Year's going into 2022. Just come and hit us up. We're basically just gonna all put our time into Battlefield, Halo, and maybe some more Splitgate too, if Splitgate still holds up.
Next 2.
Yeah,
Act 2, let's go!
Back for Blood. That's gonna be a really good game. I played the open beta.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that one was really good. So, we're going to go ahead and end it right here. Appreciate all your listeners and everything. So, come shout us out or something if anybody wants to come and chill. All right, y'all. Peace.
Adios.
See ya.
Yeah.
Say something, Crane. You damn it.
No.
Yes.
You.